Alala.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Perfect.
Yay. So
Perfect. Let's talk hormones.
let's talk about hormones, which is most of the women. Um, what do you call that? How's it called? Like
Women's health.
women kind of like ignore it or like make it just not as important
Yeah.
as it should be.
It's like a topic that is undiscussed, or like, yeah, some people are like a bit ashamed to talk about it.
Yes.
But it's like actually such a superpower to know what are your hormones, what do they do, how do I behave, how do I feel around them, and how can I let them work for me instead of let them work against me.
Yeah, that's true. The making it work or let them work for me because like
Yeah.
we're women. We have we have lots of moods and here and there and sometimes you just couldn't understand your body and you couldn't understand your emotions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like explain to me what are the cycle of it,
Yeah,
you know?
like understanding your hormones starts with like what are hormones and what do they do? And I think one of the most important parts to start with is like when you're on birth control, like hormonal birth
Ooh.
control. When you're on hormonal birth control, it's your whole female system, female hormones are like flat. They're not
Mm.
there, you don't feel like yourself, you have different types of synthetical hormones in your body, and that shuts down the whole who you are and how you should feel and the connection with yourself as a woman. And that's hard to understand yourself sometimes. So
Mm.
I encourage women to stop hormonal birth control, just to like let their own hormones flow to the body and reconnect to themselves. And that's pretty insane.
Damn, that's so interesting. It was like the birth control makes our emotions flat, like
Yeah.
the plateau. So we don't have that intense emotions of happiness
Mm-hmm.
or downs and
Yeah.
lows.
Yeah, true. Like I feel like the hormones flatten everything out, where you mostly can feel like numb, and you can feel like even more depressed or like
Mm.
anxious without your good hormones. Because if we're looking at your own hormones and how they should run through the month, then we have like estrogen, which should rise in the follicular phase, the first phase of your cycle, and we have progesterone, which should rise in the second part of
Mm.
your phase. And when they're not there, you miss like the good things about the hormones. So hormones aren't bad all the time. They actually have like good things that they can make you feel. And yeah, like understanding them and knowing what they mean, what they do for you,
Mm-hmm.
can be such a relief in also like emotional balance.
So what are the good hormones then? Because you
Yeah.
said there's a good hormones, there's a bad hormones, and
Yeah.
how can we make them work for us?
Yeah.
For the good hormones?
Well, I think it's important just to focus on estrogen and progesterone. That are like the main female hormones that run through our cycle each month. And like progesterone, estrogen do have like the good benefits,
Mm-hmm.
but when they're out of balance, you can experience like more mood swings, more depression, more anxiety. And in like physical things like more acne, headaches, tender breasts, everything like what you think about when you think like, oh, my hormones, my period is here, I would like it to be here, but like let's embrace it and like let's make this hormone balance out so you don't have all those complaints and you just feel like yourself. It shouldn't be, your hormones shouldn't be, or your period shouldn't be bad. It should like come and go.
What? So the normal period should not have pain.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we've been told different.
Yeah, it's all different. Like I'm just having a period. It's so painful.
Yeah.
It's normal or everything. So the normal period should not have pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? Like the normal period should just yeah, it's okay to have a low energy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's okay to have a low energy, but not depression.
Yeah, true. So you can like feel a little bit more like, oh, I want to sit on the couch and drink a cup of tea on my own, and it's fine like this. I want to be like more with myself and reflect more on the period I had, like in the cycle I had. But it's okay to have low energy and to like take some rest, because what we do in this man's world is run, run, run. And then, like what a lot of women have, we run through the whole month and we don't take that time to rest and reflect. And then we feel like all of those symptoms in our body, which shouldn't be there. So if you start listening more to your body and start slowing down more in your luteal phase and your period phase, you will be more in connection with how it should be.
All right. So when you are in your hormones, because most of the people like, I am depressed because like my hormone, I am on my period.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between depression. There's a difference between low energy and like just connecting to your body.
Yeah.
Because most of the women have lots of like anger issues, irritation, or emotions. They just cry out of nowhere.
Yes.
Is it normal to have that?
Like the intense mood swings, like that you feel like, oh, this is great, and today I feel great, and then suddenly like everything crashes. You cry about everything. You feel I don't know. You have all this like anxious or depressing feelings that shouldn't be there. Like the crashes come when
shouldn't be there.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be there. You should
be there.
You should like feel slowly slowing down and taking more rest and be fine with that. But like when your hormones crash too hard, so let's say we're around the end of our cycles in our luteal phase, our hormone progesterone is high, and that makes us feel like more resting. It's our resting hormone, and it makes us feel less anxious. So it gives us calmness and more that feeling of, I want to just
Which
chill.
phase is that?
Like the luteal phase.
The
Last phase of our cycle.
The last phase of your cycle. What do you mean? Before the period?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like, because normally for me, 1 week before my period, I want to have chocolates. I have a lot of cravings.
Yes. And that could be like an indication that your body needs more rest. Your body needs more fuel. So like really start listening to my body. Okay, why do I want more food? Why do I want more rest? Why am I so tired here? Oh wait, maybe I have to listen more to my body, because I do need more food in this part of my cycle. I do need more rest in this part of my cycle, because progesterone is more active and estrogen is more lower.
So estrogen is the happy hormones.
Yeah.
And progesterone is the supposed to be the calming.
True.
But then actually women think it's like a crazy hormones.
We came from that spot, right? Like, okay, how can we think like hormones are good for us? Because if we're thinking about hormones, we're thinking about like, ugh. So when we have those the cycle, and we have the first phase, the follicular phase, the estrogen is rising, and we feel like more fine, great. We just like feel we can slay the day. Then we get a drop around ovulation, so estrogen drops. When the drop is too harsh, to like it crashes, you can suddenly feel bad. So it means like, hey, those hormones need more, like maybe more vitamins, more minerals, more rest, more balance in the body. Better fuel, better foods, better understanding of nutrition and training. And then I see a lot of women who don't ovulate properly. So, and ovulation is the star of our cycle. So when we don't ovulate, we don't make progesterone. And progesterone is the hormone that calms us.
So that's why we get crazy if we don't ovulate well.
Yes.
But then what do you call that? What are the signs that you are ovulating?
Yeah.
Like how can you know that you are ovulating properly?
Yeah, that's a good one. So like if you're like really feeling your body, you could feel like a pinch in your body when you ovulate.
Sharp pain a little bit? Okay.
But the real sharp pain also not good. Okay. So that's important to know. If you really want to know, do I really ovulate? I will recommend you to track your cycle with temperature. So you measure your basal body temperature every morning underneath your tongue when you wake up, and through the fluctuation of the temperature through the month, you can see if and when you're ovulating. So that's crazy important.
Wow.
If you add like the cervical mucus to that, so you can see like, hey, what's in my body going on with cervical mucus, that means that there is more built up of the mucus around ovulation. That's the second way to check it, but the first way is always temperature.
So any body temperature check, like in your mouth or anything.
Yeah, the best is like in your mouth, and you need like 2 numbers behind the comma to see like the real difference between what's going on in the temperature rises.
2 numbers. It's just say
36.05. Yeah.
36.10.
Exactly.
So it's important to take note of that.
Yeah.
Because if there's a sudden fluctuation, that's where there's something's going on with your body.
Yeah. So before the ovulation, your temperature is low. After ovulation, your temperature rises. So you have low temperature before your ovulation, and you have high temperature after your ovulation. So if you track it, you can see the line rising. Mm-hmm. When your temperature stays high after ovulation, we can see like, hey, you ovulated properly. Probably your hormones are already more in balance. But when we see the rise and it falls, or it is not rising, it's doing a lot of bumpiness, we see like, hey, probably there's no ovulation, and that means there's no progesterone. And that means you have more cravings, you feel more anxious, you feel tired, you can't sleep right, you have all those complaints in your body going on.
That's why sometimes a lot of women like, oh, I just couldn't stop. I'm just irritated here and there.
Yeah.
I'm just like craving for something. I just couldn't stop eating. Yeah. Like, I'm on a diet. I'm on blah, blah, blah. But it's just so hard for them because they're not connected with their body, or they're not, they don't know what's going on in their body.
True.
That's it.
True. Like, if you're more aware what's going on in your body and feel what your body needs, it's getting way more easy to understand everything that's going on. And like beside that, like with the emotions in the body, like it's normal to have when the hormones do lower around your period time. So all of the hormones during periods, the last days before your period, are low. So we feel less happy because estrogen is like linked to serotonin, the happy hormone. Mm-hmm. So those hormones are low. How I see it with emotions, so it are not especially the hormones who make you feel like crazy all the time, but they also like give you more yourself. Like, hey, what's going on in the depths, in the surface?
The reflection, yeah.
Yeah, so it gives you more openness in like, wow, this is really like how I feel without my happy hormones. So what's here and what can I maybe do? So it's a perfect time
to reflect.
Yeah.
But I guess it's also the feeling of like, it's scary to be there.
Yeah.
It's scary to be sad.
Yeah.
It's scary to like notice it. Mm-hmm. It's scary to like sit with it.
True.
But then also, I guess that's the thing too, because I don't track my temperature. Mm-hmm. But then I know for sure that when it's like 1 week before my period, it's like, okay, it's 1 week before my period. I have this sudden emotions here and there, low energy, and it's like, like we live here in the house and like everyone was so happy. I'll be like, no, I'm just gonna read a book, or I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna read a book, or I'm gonna sleep early and everything. But sometimes we get carried over with the peer pressure, or like being happy all the time.
True.
Or I guess what my idea, or not the idea, what my thought here is just like, for women, it's okay to have low energy.
It's okay to have low energy.
Like, it's okay to it's okay. I don't feel like doing it.
You can't run like a man all month. Like, men have this cycle of a day, and they go through the energies all day, and they have a period of a couple hours in a day that I feel more energized. I have a couple hours in the day that I feel like less energized, and it's totally fine. But we have like a couple days that we feel less energized, and that can be like what you're saying, like scary. And yeah, how do you see it like working with your emotions? How do you be more okay with them without like saying like you can like totally feel like
Push, push.
shit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess the main part of this, or the main lesson for this one, is just like how women are they going to connect to their body.
Yeah.
So the first thing is like, if you couldn't connect to your emotions yet,
Mhm.
is the first thing is connect to your body first. Like, let's just what you said, like checking the temperature.
Mhm.
So in order for them to be so aware of like of their sudden fluctuations up or down, it's like, oh, okay, when my body temperature is up, I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
When my body temperature is down, I'm feeling this. So normally when it's down, you are in the relaxed mode.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
when
No, let me see.
yeah.
When your temperature is high, you're in the relaxed mode. Then
Oh.
your progesterone is high. So it's the second part of your cycle.
Oh wow, when my temperature is high, I'm the relaxed. But I feel like when I'm high, it's like, sometimes you can feel
Yeah,
that
you're
your
like
body,
energized. Yeah.
you're
But it's like
energized.
different from the real temperature that you're like feel all day long. It's like the resting energy, the resting temperature.
So you said that there's like, what do you call it? How many parts of the women's menstruation?
Like the cycle?
The cycle. How many?
You
yeah.
can break them in 4 phases. So that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
The women's
Yeah.
women's cycle. I was thinking women's circle. Okay, women's cycle.
Women's cycle. We have 4 parts of the cycle, and we can like compare them with the seasons. So winter is menstruation. Day 1 of your first bleed is day 1 of your cycle. That's good to know. Then we go to the follicular phase. The follicular phase is like spring. So we get more energized. We're like, hey, I want to go out. I want to do nice things. The weather is getting more bright. Then we have summer, that are like a few days of ovulation, around ovulation, where we can peak. So not we can peak all months, because we have like just a few days of ovulation, or like around ovulation. Ovulation itself is just like one moment.
Damn.
We're fertile like 24 hours as women.
Only 24 hours.
Yeah.
And how come people easily get pregnant?
Well, we can like dive into that like more and more and more. But if we're looking at the 4 phases, the 4th then is the luteal phase, and that's compared to autumn. And yeah, we need to slow down more. And so when you like see your cycle in those 4 phases, you can see like, hey, I have 2, if we're like saying it, 2 weeks where I can be like more energized, and 2 weeks where I can be less energized. And what we do is go, go, go. I want to work. I want to do this. I want to go there.
This is crazy. We only have 2 weeks. I feel like, if you're going to think of it in a negative way,
Yeah.
it's like you only have 2 weeks to be happy.
Yeah, but that's like not what it is, because I really do enjoy my luteal phase, where I can be like, oh, I'm gonna like snuggle on the couch, read my book, just like spend time with myself, journal
Without
more.
feeling guilty.
No, exactly. And that's important to learn, because this is such an important thing. I don't know if you hear that a lot, like that women feel guilty around taking rest.
It is.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Yeah, because everyone is like, do, like,
Yeah.
let's
It's a comparison.
grind, like grinding and work.
Yeah.
But if you come to think of it, women only have like 2 weeks of like that kind of energy and mood, and 2 weeks to like kind of rests.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it is totally fine if you're embracing it, and that's why I told in the beginning, like, we should like more embrace our periods. It shouldn't be a bad thing. It shouldn't be like pushed away. We should like be happy when they're there, because it's our body doing an amazing job. It's like taking a lot of energy and safety for our bodies in order to menstruate. And that's why I feel like a lot of women struggle with irregular or periods that are not there, because they don't feel like totally safe in their body. And well, that's where you also come in, like creating that safety again, and like connecting them to their self, to their heart, and everything what's going on in their inner worlds.
Yeah, that's true. Because like during the period, because we women, we feel that during the periods we get so tired, we get so emotional, we get whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I guess also that's our superpower.
Yeah.
which is kind of like it's easy for us to process emotions because our period, our body is helping us to process its emotions, to reflect and to like, okay, let go of it.
Yeah, true.
It will heighten up whatever you need to go through and deal through, while men, they have as you said, 2 days, is it, or
A cycle of a day.
a cycle of a wow.
Yeah. Yeah. We have 28 days, like, averagely, and they have, like, 1 day.
Seriously, guys.
Yeah.
1 day,
Yeah.
and we have 28 days. How can you compare the 1 to 28?
Yeah, but we all do compare ourselves with men, and we try to keep up, and that's why, like, the hustle culture, it shouldn't be there for us, and we should, like, learn to listen to our bodies and what we need, and, well, restore that balance again without feeling like weak. We are not weak. We are like a really
Humans.
strong species. It's crazy.
Yeah, of course we bleed internally for
Yeah.
5 days a month.
Well, we can give birth. That's a superpower.
It is.
And the whole system is like made for that reproduction. And yeah, when things are like so off balance and so out of balance, maybe like physically, but also emotionally or mentally, well, the body is like, hey, we're not in the right spot to like ovulate because we're not gonna reproduce because it's not safe.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of women who weren't able to ovulate well because, yeah, why would an egg get released if it doesn't feel safe?
Yeah, yeah. It's like all about the women's body is way more vigilant, way more hyper vigilant than the man's body because we need to
Feel
be
safe.
in a safe space to be able to raise a child, to give birth, to be pregnant, and everything around it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people now having like, we even normalize period with cramps.
Yeah, but it's not normal. It's not normal. It's like when you're looking in commercials or movies, series. It's all about like, oh yeah, I'm on my period and I feel like this and rah, I'm a bad person and I'm eating everything. It's the image that we get because a lot of women have it, but that a lot of
it's
women
normal.
have it shouldn't mean it's normal.
Yeah, because like everyone's just like, oh, you don't have pain in your period. Don't? Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah.
But because like I grew up with like, there's also like a lot of women who just stay in bed all day
Yeah.
because it's too painful that they
Yeah.
need to drink medicine.
Yeah.
And everyone is normalizing it.
No. Yeah. It's crazy. But like besides all the physical things that you can do to restore
Yes.
it, because I think that's important to say, like you can do so much without regular medicine to restore your cycle. Like physically, definitely like take more rest, eat better foods, look at your sports schedule, like how to cycle sync, literally like sync
Ooh.
everything with your cycle. But beside that, like your emotions and your mental state is so important for your inner world and your whole system.
Yeah. So what do you mean? The cycle sync is just like, let's just say for example, me now, I just finished my period.
Yeah.
So what's the best for me to do, like projects? This is my best time to do projects, this is my best time to do podcasts?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're at the perfect
Or-
spot. I'm also like follicular phase now, so we're both in our spring.
Oh, okay. We're
I
both
think-
pretty.
Woo! Yeah. So yeah, the spring phase is like more like, yeah, your energy is rising. It's important to see like don't take all your energy here. So what a lot of people do is like when they feel so bad during their cycle, during their period, I need to say, once they get out of their period, they use all the energy they got from rising estrogen, but they don't leave anything over to get through the second phase of their cycle when they like restart everything and feel bad again. So it's important to have like
Just
more
balance, yeah.
management in those energy. But so in the spring, in the follicular phase, take on like new projects, start a new sport, try to learn new things. Like you're very creative in this phase. Do a podcast.
Yeah. So working with the cycle. So it's just like, okay, let's just say the first phase of the cycle is the period.
Yeah. Day
Or
one.
menstruation.
Yeah, menstruation.
The menstruation. And the second one is like after your period.
Yeah.
Which is the spring.
Yes.
That's what you said. Which is like you are more happier.
Exactly.
Which is not happier. You're more happy. Like, I mean.
Yeah, well,
happier because you're always happy. Supposed to be.
Your estrogen is rising, and estrogen is linked to serotonin, and that's why you feel better during this phase.
Yeah. That's why.
That's why. Yeah.
Beatrice said, "You look happy." I was like, "I just surf, but
it are my hormones."
Yeah, because I'm on my hormone. Okay.
Yeah.
So the third phase would be the ovulation.
Yes, exactly.
So for the ovulation, which are you still happy or you're you're horny?
True. This is the best phase.
Let's talk about these guys.
That's true. That's also like, yeah, your sex drive is at its highest around ovulation, because your body is literally like fertile and saying like, hey, this is the time to get pregnant. Hey,
I'm ready.
Let's go. Yeah, so your energy is like highest. You feel your skin is more glowy, even the symmetrical in your face is better. Everything like works best around ovulation. Your brain is a little bit more scattered. I always feel like around ovulation, I'm like, where's my brain? I just go. And it's like, I have no concentration at all. But like, okay, I need to pay attention and I need to like have my energy management, and then it's going to be fine. I create more, I do more outside my laptop than things like that.
Yeah. I also want to talk about, I guess, a little bit of sex shaming.
Yeah.
In a way, because of like, when women is ovulating and then men doesn't understand that they're ovulating, that's why they're horny.
Yeah.
And sometimes just like, women get rejected and they feel ashamed of being horny.
Yeah.
But actually it's just like, no, you're not horny. It's just that your body is
ready to get pregnant.
It's ready to get pregnant, and it's why you are horny.
It's the whole female system working perfectly fine. So we have to be like perfectly fine that's alright.
That's alright to ask for it.
Yeah, and also like, your different sex styles, different positions during your cycle is also normal. Like, it's normal that you feel like, oh, I want to be more cuddly and everything around my luteal phase, but I want to be more fiery during my ovulation phase.
Oh. Okay, it's starting to be interesting.
Yeah, it's all normal. And then we speak about like, I see a lot of women not even struggle with like maybe the rejection, but also the opposite. It's like you don't feel any sex drive, and then we're like, my sex drive is gone. I'm broken. Like, we get like all nervous around it, but like, is your sex drive really gone?
Or it's just your body is
or if you're in a different phase, and is your body like, hey, slow down? Or are you totally out of balance, and is your body like not ready to reproduce? And do you need to listen to that?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, because like, it's so interesting also, like, just as I said, like, when you are in your relation, there's a fire in it, like, and then when you're in the luteal phase, there is like, I just want more cuddles, I want to make it slow, I just want to like be more safe, and
exactly. And which is also an interesting thing is that the position of your uterus changes. So that's why one position in one part of the cycle
sometimes it hurts,
feels different or can hurt.
Okay,
so let's say it good, your uterus is I need to say it right, your uterus is lower during the menstrual phase, and the higher. No, I'm not sure. Don't say it 100% sure. But there's like let's say it like this. There is a difference between the height, so it's either lower or higher during your ovulation, during your menstrual phase, and that's why it can feel different.
Okay, that's why sometimes if women know how to connect to their body, especially with the cycle, it's like you don't feel guilty about your body of like, yeah, sometimes it hurts.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
guys, women, your uterus
It changes.
it changes.
Yeah, your
This
whole
is
body
mind-blowing.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we have to be more mindful or be more aware of it, and that's where again the awareness comes in.
Also men.
Yeah.
Also men, there's like, hey, you need to be openly talk about it with men. Like, hey, I am on the ovulation, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Hey, I am on the luteal phase, so
Yeah,
be
I need
gentle
this.
with me.
And that's why
'Cause
men
even our body is
Yeah.
so sensitive,
Mhm.
very sensitive.
True.
Even our boobs is like,
Yeah, but that's also a thing, like if they're really sensitive, it's again like the hormonal imbalance that can be restored. So really tender breast, painful breast around your period shouldn't be there. Yeah,
Seriously,
like
yeah?
higher sensitivity is totally fine around your period, but like not pain.
Pain,
No pain.
but no pain.
No pain.
Because sometimes when I drive motorbike,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have, I have, when I drive motorbike and it's just like, in a rocky road, it's like,
Yeah.
that was like, oh.
Yeah, pain is not good. I give you a tip. Like it can help to eat more like like high. I don't know the name in English. It's like stored in like seaweed and stuff. So more sea products. that-
Sea moss, or maybe?
Yeah, also like sea moss or like nori that have like a mineral in it, and that helps with tender breast.
Wow. I didn't know about that. I thought it's just like, especially like 3 days before my period, 1 week before my period, I'm starting to have like this, okay. So tender breast is okay as long as there's no pain.
Like sensitive
Sensitive.
nipples, maybe
Yeah.
fine. Tender breast, painful breast, no. Tells you something.
So that's also like, it tells you something that there's something going on with the imbalance.
Yeah.
The imbalance is about, what is it? Food, emotions, lifestyle, stress, or
It can be anything.
it can be
But
anything.
like mostly when we look at tender breast, it can be like the mineral imbalance. But like yeah, if you look at mood swings, I will definitely look into like the emotional and mentally imbalances. Like hey, where can you work with your emotions better, and how can you be more resilient in certain stages? What do you need like on depth?
Wow, there's so much. Yeah, that's true, because there's so much shaming.
Yeah.
Like, shaming about like having a period. Like, sometimes we accidentally like have a red blood, or like, I'm
Yeah.
on a period, blah blah blah. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We should know, because it's part of us.
Yeah.
And the second thing is the sex shaming of like, yes, I am fiery in this cycle.
Yeah,
in
I'm
this
a woman
phase.
and also want.
Yeah. And then also like the sex shaming of like the luteal phase of like, no, I just want to make it slow.
Yeah.
I cannot be the same person as I am 1
True.
week ago.
True. Yeah.
I cannot perform like that 1 week ago, because my uterus changes too, and
Yeah.
it's painful.
Yeah, true. And like all those things like understanding it more, how those hormones work, how to track your cycle, which foods, which exercise, which types of rest, like all putting it all together, learning that,
It's a lot.
it's interesting. You really like connect with yourself, with your feminine side, and it makes you go through life way more easy without the fight of the fluctuations of not feeling yourself for the half of the cycle. But you will reconnect with yourself and feel like yourself, and feel like, hey, wow, this is what I really needed, but I was just ignoring it.
Yeah, that's true. So, what are the changes since you actually started this this passion of yours? Like,
Yeah.
what are the changes, significant changes that happened to your life? Like, like
so
before,
much.
like the before and after. Like, who are you before
Yeah.
you know this, and
Oh,
now?
wow. Yeah, I feel like that's insane actually, because I was so much more in my masculine energy without knowing about my cycle. And I was always struggling with weight training and always pushing myself. It was very like, yeah, my nutrition was way too like clean. I eat too less fat for my hormones to like thrive. I had all these complaints going on, like acne, bad menstrual cramps, mood swings. The whole thing which you can call PMS, premenstrual syndrome,
Yeah.
and all the complaints that come with it. it was literally part of my life, and I also thought this is normal. But then I figured out that I wanted to quit birth control, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do like something in my body that didn't feel right for me, like the IUD. Nah, not for me. So I was exploring like, hey, what's there more? And I found out about tracking your cycle. And then when I found out about tracking your cycle and everything what came to me, it was like diving into a rabbit hole. Like, wow, the whole world opened. Like you can like see what your hormones do, see what you need, schedule your training about it, schedule your nutrition around it. Like be more resting and be more energized. Do my work I schedule around my period, my menstruation. Everything feels so much more imbalanced. I know for sure if I never did start cycle syncing and never start like listening to my body like this and be more in my feminine sides, I would like be burnout. I wouldn't be where I was now.
Yeah, oh my god.
It's insane.
It's insane. There's so much women who get burned out easily. They
Yeah.
get cold crazy, sex shaming, body shaming, craving shaming,
Yeah.
mood shaming, or whatever shaming it is.
True. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have acne, and we just
Yeah. How is it for you? Like, I know you told me like, yeah, I used to like always go surf around my period, but I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, before like 2 years ago when I was really on the addiction of surfing, I was like every day like like
Yeah.
surfing. But then after I surf, I crash.
Yeah.
Like I took a
Yeah.
nap. Like before, that's why for me now nap is dangerous after surf because like nap supposed to be 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and then 3 hours later.
Yeah.
And
Your
I
body
feel
really-
like, yeah, my body is just like so tender and is so tired and so low. But I was in my addiction of surfing. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get these waves. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have it. But lately, like since I work with more of my emotions and connected to my body, when I feel like my body is like, oh, my body is pulsating, like, pulsating in a way of like it's a bit tender, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just want to be cozy. I just want to
Great.
like have a hot chocolate or coffee or just read a book.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of challenging as well if you have a different kind of job, with a woman who works at 9 to 5 job.
True.
Or mothers.
Yeah. True.
Even.
Well, and even if your life is built differently, I
Yeah.
feel like we can learn to work around it. Like wherever you can, we always tend to focus on the negative. Like, oh, I can't do this. This is not possible. I need to do this. But like, if you switch it, okay, you can't do everything. But what can you do? And where
Yeah.
can you start with this? That's definitely giving you help. And that's what
Yeah.
you also did. Like, okay, just starting with not surfing every time of the month.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just the first. That's great.
Yeah, it's a testing too, and also like it also depends of like, do you really want to understand yourself more, or do you really want
Yeah.
to change? Do you really want to get rid of the cramps? Do you really want to handle your emotions more?
Yeah.
Like especially, yeah, do you really want to handle your emotions more? Do you really want to have a better life? And then, as you said, like cycle syncing
Yeah.
is like, okay, I'm on the luteal phase. I'm gonna accept that I have a low energy,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna accept like as much as I wanted to, because exercising,
Mm-hmm.
working out, sports, it's addiction as
True.
well.
Yeah.
It's
it can be
addiction.
coping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a coping it's a coping as well, in order for you not to feel
Yeah.
more your body.
True.
And then all of that stuff, when you slow down and your body is telling you to slow down, it's just like, okay, the waves are so good. It's just really good. I just
Yeah.
couldn't say no, but nope.
It's a practice. You really have to learn this, and there are a lot of mental blockage that you need to go through. Like, probably you can tell more about it. Like, people who are, at certain stages and go into patterns and can break those patterns, there could be things underneath, right? That
Yeah.
really stops them from doing it.
Yeah, because there's so much people of like, if you're relaxed, people will say that you're lazy, or
Mhm,
like if
yeah.
you're not achieving this, achieving that, people will
Yeah.
you see yourself as a failure. You see
Mhm.
yourself as like rejection,
Like
or
perfectionism
and,
as well.
perfectionism, and
Yeah.
everything should be perfect and everything. But us women, we have this body, this precious body that we need to take care of.
Yeah.
And we need to accept that we are not the same as men.
True. Yeah.
That there's no such thing as equality.
No.
Because
we are equal, but we're not the same.
yeah, we are equal, but yeah, that's true. We are not equal, but you're not the same, and we
Yeah.
are not built the same.
True. Yeah. Very true. And that's why, like, in mental health, like, if you struggle with something, if you're going through something, if your emotions are so high, like, it can really work to start listening to your body, but also at the same time work with someone who can, yeah, guide you in those deep emotions. In why do you feel guilty around resting? Why do you need to have your training because otherwise you feel so bad? Or why do you want to eat healthy all the time? Like, which things are going on there? And then combine everything. I don't think only the physical aspect is working. It's really the combination of, like, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally, physically, and mentally, because like they need to be aligned together.
True.
Because like, let's just say, oh, I'm tracking all my hormones, I'm tracking all of this period and everything, but I don't respect my body that much to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, what keeps me pushing so hard? Like, who am I fighting for? Who am I like working for? Who am I showing up for? You know? And also, it's also the acceptance of like yourself, of like feeling yourself like this, but there is a very, very deeper push.
Yeah.
Of like, I want to be good in everything.
Yeah. And that can come from perfect. Like childhoods.
The childhood traumas, emotions, or whatever it is that you're trying to prove to. But then I guess sometimes the first step is like, check your body first. Listen to your body. Because for me, yeah, I am working with emotions, and I am a hypnotherapist, but I don't go straight to your mental.
Yeah.
I want you to connect to your body first. Like, everything is all about the body, and then the body will give you the right emotions and the right memory, and that's where we can work through it together.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna go directly to your mind, our brain is so creative. It can create a different reality. It can create a different, sometimes, yeah, you have the emotions, but then when your body is telling you like, hey, this is how I feel, your emotions and your mental will just surrender.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because like, just like the book, like, the body keeps the score. But the body will like never ever lie to you. It's
True.
never going to fake it. And that's the most important. That's why there is the intuition, there is the gut. This is what you can listen to. Because every time you are truly connected to your body is only the anchor of this world, of this earth, in order for you to stay present.
Yeah. Because
if you're out of your body, that's why there is anxiousness, there is depression, because you are not in your body. And for me, like, I'm really an advocate of like connecting to your body. Like, if you cannot process your emotions first, if you cannot process whatever it's in your head, listen to your body first.
Yeah. And well, that's perfect, because that's exactly why all those complaints came to the surface. Like, you're ignoring something and your body is screaming. Your body is literally saying, look inside, help me. And we're all ignoring it. And that's why the physical and the emotional, that combination, like, stop ignoring yourself.
Yeah. And that's why your body has pains.
Yeah.
Because pain is the screaming for help.
Yeah.
Help me. You need to see me. You need to hear me. You need to listen to me. You need to go within me. And everything is just all the body. And that's the thing about the medicine and everything. Oh, I feel sad.
Antidepressants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel pain.
Yeah. And that's also like, I feel like it's important to say, it's super scary to start feeling and to start listening. And that's why a lot of people maybe like delay it, or like, we'll try this again. Like, oh, we'll first do this, or first I will go on holiday and then everything is fine after. We really tend to walk away from it because it's scary to go there.
It is very scary.
And it's you're so brave by going there and actually opening those doors, and there's so much potential for you if you open that door.
Yeah, the only way through it is just like, the fear is just like, for me, how I see fear is just like a piece of a door.
Yeah.
That's called fear. But actually, when you open the door and then you pass that door, it's magic.
Yeah.
But is it easy to go through there?
No.
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 That's
But you
why,
need to have faith.
yeah, you need to have faith, or maybe you can have someone to like
Yeah.
guide you, walk you through it in order for you not to feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
But because like everyone is just scared to face it,
And it's
scared
alright.
to feel it, and it's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally fine if you're at that point that you're like, hey, I want to look deeper into how I feel, what's going on in my body or into my mind, but I feel scared. It would be weird if you're not feeling scared, alright?
Yeah.
So I encourage you to really look into it because the other side's very bright.
It is. It's just a beautiful thing to like be on that other side.
Mm-hmm.
But then like yeah, but as of this moment it's just like if ever you're going through something, start to like, close your eyes, listen to your body. Where do you feel the pain? Where do you feel it? Like do not reason it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like practice sitting down. Like that's what I always do with all of my clients or even with myself.
Yeah.
Just like practice sitting down 5 minutes. Close your eyes. I was like, okay, is there any pain in my body? Like do it like maybe 1 minute per day, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because like your body is unfamiliar to you too. You are a stranger to your body. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to like meet your body step by step.
Yeah. And then like also like reprogram, I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
Because
should.
you're like, things are new and you're tending to go into your old patterns and be like, no, I'm just doing it my way, and where you actually need that new way to establish more resilience.
Yeah. Yeah, because in order for you to like in order for you to reprogram it in a way, it's just like you connect to your body and your body will connect it to your emotions and your emotions will connect it to your mental.
Mm-hmm.
And from there that's where you can successfully reprogram it.
Perfect.
Because if you're going to reprogram only the body part, like let's just say, okay, you were able to do that, the body part, but emotionally all of a sudden you crash.
Yeah.
Because there is still the part of you that they're still in the pain and so deep
Mm-hmm.
that you haven't even faced it yet.
Yeah.
And the mental thing is like the most thing about it is because the mental thing creates a lot of different realities that you get so confused, like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, like, yeah, but you need to do it, blah blah blah,
Can
and
be
everything,
like
because
protection. Yeah.
protection for everyone not to face it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess for me, if you really want to go deeper of like into the healing aspect of life, is first is truly connect to your body.
Yeah. Wow.
Like I always like do that because since I was able to connect to my body more,
Mm-hmm.
my intuition is more stronger.
True.
And also like it's just like even you listen to your body of like, I feel like eating today. Let's just say I feel like I want to eat sweets, but then there's a bad sweet and there's a good sweets, but sweet is sweets.
Mm-hmm.
The brain couldn't detect if it's chocolate or if it's like fruits.
Yeah, but if you're like, hey, what do I choose now from really taking care of myself, then I will choose the fruits.
Yes, but was it easy? No. It's not gonna be easy, but it's still like we are a work in progress. So imagine, let's just say for example, people sometimes also people go to therapy thinking that they're gonna change right away. Hey, that was like, let's just say for example, that's 30-year-old of like programming, and then you're just gonna do it in 3 months. It's possible, yes, it is possible if there is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
If there is like determination, there is faith, there is a lot of resiliency in order for you like to go through out from it. But for now, it's just like it's accepting your body, especially for women.
Yeah.
Accepting your body that hey, your body is going through something. Let's take care of it. Because the more you take care of your body, the more you can take care of other people
Mm-hmm.
as well.
It's so beautiful. Wow. We really did go from like, why are the hormones so important for like your whole inner world and your mental and physical, like everything is connected, and I think it's a beautiful conversation.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Do we need to say anything more?
Yeah. Well, actually, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Let's maybe check. Like, okay, can we find you? What do we do? What do you do exactly? And where can you help with?
All right. So I am Charlotte Alcalay. I'm a hypnotherapist. So what I do is, I'm more. My niche is more into like anxiety and depression. So for people who depression, and also like people who are going through a breakup, a divorce, moving on. And yeah, it's anxiety, depression in general, in order for you to process your emotions in a way that you can go deeper with it, like what's causing you, where it's coming from. And the more also like, I also put you to like kind of to hypnosis in order for you to connect to your body more, because I always use the body in order for you to connect their emotions. And that's why when we're talking about body and everything, it's so important for me to like, people should be more connected to their body
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in order for them to connect more to their emotions.
Exactly.
And then from there, that's where you can accept your body, you can accept your emotions, and you can accept your mental thing. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram. Oh, really good. At Charlotte Alcala Hypnotherapist, if you ever you're going through something. And this is what I want to say, it's just like, you are not alone.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, you are not alone in this world. Like, just start connecting to people. I know that it's hard to ask help, I know it's hard to talk about it, but just saying how are you to everyone and spread kindness and smile, that's all, that's the start of making the world a better place.
Great.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Well,
How about
and me,
you?
Yeah. Well, my name is Romy Vriends, and yeah, I'm a cycle expert. I look holistically to the whole cycle and help women balance out their hormones. I help with like irregular or periods or which are not there. Help you restore your periods, and maybe also with fertility, because that's a big part. We didn't speak about that today, but yeah, like getting deep into the fertility and everything around it. There's so much opportunity to restore your hormones in a natural way, and that's where I come in. But where I really love to do my work, I never look only at the physical, which is like giving more depth and space to coach you into the emotional and mentally as well, till a certain level. So if you ever like, hey, I really need to start working around those hormones, I want to start tracking my cycle, know how this works, because that's such an important thing to start with. Yeah, just send me a message on Instagram at romyvriends_, or like my Dutch account is fitfemaleacademy.nl.
So for this one, it's for those women who have like PMS,
Yeah.
for having irregular menstruation, for have a lot of pain and cycles, and also like emotions that you couldn't handle,
Yeah. The
or
mood swings,
the mood
everything.
swings and everything, and also fertility
Yeah.
as well. So everything is natural. There's no medicine for this one. Everything is
natural.
holistic.
Yes.
And so Romy's job is to make you go through it, guide you through it, the more connecting to the body, to your emotions, and also for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're such a great team.
yeah. So if ever like, I know that I have a lot of friends that are actually going through a lot of like cramps.
Yeah.
Cramps and everything. So it's just not just about, also it's about the food. So she can guide you like what kind of food you need to eat, what kind of
Training.
and where to exercise, where to put your energy when you have a project.
Yeah. What
and
about
when
your
to slow
business
down.
and
The business.
Yeah, the business part in the whole cycle, and how do you run a business without like running yourself?
Yeah. So guys, yep, contact her.
And contact her. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Such a nice talk.